generation will be affecting the generation next. This morning, not only did we say news people, not only did we calling everyone to all meters, 100 miles an hour, 2,000 miles an hour, 7,000 miles an hour, full of energy and the Holy Spirit, our message this morning is look to me. Look to me is a call of Jesus. There are many times that we look at the storm. Jesus said, look to me. There are many times and moments that we're tempted to look at the waves. The raging waves of the world. Jesus is saying, look to me. There are many times that we are looking at mountains and Jesus would say, no, don't look at the mountain, don't concentrate on the mountain, rather look to me and I will help you bring the mountain to the sea. There are times that we are looking at money, success, or what the world can offer. And Jesus is saying, maybe that thing can even bring more problems to you, because my kind of peace is not like the world. Together, trouble, suffering. That is why we need one of the is to celebrate the Lord's table. One of the simplest, never way to the Lord's. If you can celebrate the Lord's table in your life every week, God bless you. You are looking blessed. Most of the time, maybe, but not all the time, we look at the lechon. This is a good time to look at the cup. Look at the cup. It's not to look at the kalea cake. Look at the bread, the cup. It's not a time to look at the tamales on a very, very nice burger. But rather look at the cup. Look at the bread. The best simple way, like it can be celebrated from the palace down to the square area, is a simple piece of little bread that can be distributed to everybody and a cup. And when we do that, and when we are reminding ourselves and remembering what the Lord has done, we are looking to Him. I pray that within today and within this week, we will be reminded to look to Jesus. He is saying, look to me. In order for us not to miss God and what He is doing presently, especially in our church, we need to become inner court Christians. So that has to be a deliberate moving from the outer court inside the inner court. There is a deliberate move coming out from the marketplace, from the secular, coming into a place in which the presence of God is definitely expected to come and manifest. That is why this is an invitation for all of us to be inner court Christians. Hindi lang outer court. Oh, by the way, para man kita sa outer court. But before we really go back to the outer court, we've got to be in the inner court like Moses. Saying to God sa iya, take off your sandals, for this place is holy. So there are times and there are moments where we have to take off our sandals. Meaning to say, worship before work. Worship before work. And we work only after we worship. That is why this is a call for us to be inner court Christians. This is not easy, especially with all the busyness nowadays. It comes with a high price. Can you imagine? Just celebrated 2 years, January 1, December 31, right now there is another New Year. Right? Of course, the Chinese New Year is coming. Can you imagine? We celebrate different New Years and different celebrations and different festivals and different occasions and different fiestas. But God is saying, come away. Come to a certain place where I would like to just meet with you and have fellowship with you. Have joy about you. You can be alone, you can be together with your group. Look to me. This is not easy, especially with all the business nowadays. It comes with a high price. High price means difficult and uncomfortable change, and this is the kind of change we usually resist. Jesus is saying today, my child, look to me. Everything will be well and powerful. All right? Don't miss God. Look to me. That is what Jesus is saying in Luke chapter 22, verse 19. Luke chapter 22, verse 19. Can we read all together? 1, 2, 3. Do this in remembrance of me. It is something to be done. Although he already finished it, he already did it once, but we have to do it to remember what he did once. And we are to look to him regularly. Do this in remembrance of me. Even in our communion this week, in our life groups, the Lord is telling us to remember him. That is why we start from a life group. Or if you have a life group, have somebody, bring somebody, get somebody to just be part of a life group. There will be a guide on how to celebrate the Lord's table in your life group with you this week. Or you may want to start the life group. Or you may want to open your home. Or you may want to open your office. Or you may want to open your restaurant somewhere on the other side. And then we can have communion there within this week. Make it an inner court place that God might be honored and worshipped. Well, because of God's greatest move through his church, there is a need for a greater intimacy with him. Kahalugan, kung yung team nag-aampang sa basketball or volleyball or football sa preliminaries, kanamig sila sa ilang estudianay, kasadya sa training, kasadya sa coaching, kasadya sa mentoring, kasadya sa intensity. But when they come to a place of really championships, hindi lang sadya, I think that ang intensity would even go 5 times more, 10 times more. Ang coaching nila, even seconds would really matter because it is a championship thing. That is also what happens when things become accelerated. And right now, there is an acceleration. There is a movement of tremendous growth. There is a movement of more needs to be met. Nung tinuunta, mapapayaan na kita sa kadamuhan sa trabaho. Hindi. Kailangan mas maayo maging bakong baterya sa ating earphone or bakong baterya sa ating radio para makatune in kita maayo kay Lord. Meaning to say, because of God's greatest move through his church and even through around the world, there is a need for a greater listening to him. We need to pray more. We need to fast more. We need to be in tune more. Not to a pastor, not to a human leader, but rather to God. And all of us will lead everybody to the Lord. All of us will lead our children to listen to the Lord. All of us will lead our employees to listen to the Lord. All of us, could we be pa may post moment? May siesta tayo, not a siesta because of any other reason, but rather a siesta to even regain more strength. Not just a tiger nap, but a lion nap, a cat nap. But this time, it is a time to just be intimate with the Lord. It's good to look. So this is called prayer. This is called communion. This is called resting for all. These are called pauses. Sa book of Psalms, the book of Psalms is the longest book in the Bible, but there are many selahs. There are many selahs. Anong selah? Pauses. 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 To pause in order to see the wonders of God, the goodness of God, the plan of God, and then they'll sing, and then they'll make music, and then they will worship the Lord. But there will be a selah, a pause for a while. We've got to look to him as things are getting more busier and busier and accelerating. That is why this coming first Wednesday, this week, we are calling everybody to pause a little bit longer, fast and pray, and let's listen to the Lord. Because of God's greatest move to his church, there is a need for greater intimacy with him. We need to look to Jesus, commune with him, focus on him, so that we will not miss what he is saying, and do it in our personal lives, in the church, in our nation, and around the